All right, here we go. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Derek Branchill, SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today we can start off the season. We finally have a chance to watch, got a chance to watch live Saints football games that actually matter. And the Saints start the season out with a bang. They advanced to 1-0 on the season when they defeated the Carolina Panthers by a score of 47-10 in front of a sold out Caesars Superdome. It's been a long time since the Saints had a performance like this. The last time they blow somebody out like this was in 2021 when they played that game in Jacksonville when it was supposed to be played at the Superdome, but due to Hurricane Ida, they had to move the game to Jacksonville, and they went ahead and played the Green Bay Packers, who they demolished 38-3. Prior to that, it was I think 2009 when they destroyed the Detroit Lions, and we all know how that season went. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen for this season, but the coincidence of that happening it'll be interesting. But Saints win this game, bro. They dominated Carolina from start to finish, 47-10, won by 37 points today. Been a long time since they blew up the Carolina Panthers like this. Last year's games against Carolina weren't like this. They were to be honest, they were pretty close. You know what I'm saying? But Saints get the victory. I'm just gonna go ahead real quick and go over the stats, recap the game from a statistic standpoint, and we'll just start things off by looking at what Carolina did, and then go to the Saints. Bryce Young, man, was just not that guy, man. Today, 13 to 30, 161 yards, sacked four times, threw two picks, had a QBR of 32.8. On the ground, Miles Sanders, five carries, 22 yards. Chuba Hubbard, six carries, 14 yards. Bryce had four carries for 12 yards. Receiving, Adam Thielen, three catches, 49 yards. Jonathan Mango, two catches, 40 yards. Xavier Leggett, four catches, 35 yards. Deontay Johnson, the acquisition from the Pittsburgh Steelers, only two catches for 19 yards. Just a straight up domination by the New Orleans Saints defense. They did not let these guys, did not give these guys no room to breathe in this football game. None. And I know they give up the little garbage touchdown towards the end, but other than that, it was just a dominating performance by the Saints. It just dominated finish. Defense, that's some really good players on that defense, man. On Carolina's defense, to be honest, if we're being honest. And the Saints made it look like they need that. It made it look like that team needs Carolina needs at least another 3 to 4 drafts before they could, hang with the New Orleans Saints or any other team in the NFC South. That's how bad it looked today. Now we're gonna go back to it and look what the Saints did on this side of the ball. Derek Carr, 19 to 23, 200 yards, three touchdowns, only sacked once, QBR of a 142.5. On the ground, Alvin Kamara, 15 carries, 83 yards, one touchdown. Jamal Williams, 11 carries, 38 yards, one touchdown. Taysom Hill, 5 carries, 35 yards, no touchdowns, but good output from him. Through the air, we had Rashid Shaheed, three catches, 73 yards, one touchdown. Foster Moreau, four catches, 43 yards, one touchdown. Alvin Kamara, five catches, 27 yards, no touchdowns through the air. Jawan Johnson, two catches, 26 yards, one touchdown. So everybody was just getting involved in this football game. Everybody was getting involved in this game. Derek Carr, to me, the way it was ran, you could see the similarities between what the Saints are running compared to San Francisco, where when Jimmy Garoppolo was a starter, he didn't throw the football a lot, man. He just kept did what he had to do, not turn it over, make a few plays here or there, a few throws. But other than that, he was efficient, and that's what I'm seeing out of Derek Carr. You know, my main takeaways from this game is that I like the balanced approach. I like the balanced approach. We didn't really rely on one thing to be successful in this game. We didn't rely on Derek Carr to play hero ball to win the game. We didn't rely on one wide receiver to take up a bulk majority of the targets to win the game. We didn't hand Alvin Kamara or Jamal Williams. We didn't hand Alvin Kamara or Jamal Williams the football, you know, 25, 30 times, 25 to 30 times to win the game. We didn't have none of that. But it was a balanced approach because players got involved in the passing game. Multiple players got involved in the passing game, and multiple players got involved in the running game. So that's what I take away from. That's one of my biggest takeaways from this game. The way everything played out, just a balanced approach. I like the way Alvin Kamara ran the ball. I'd like to see a little more of that down the road, but he looked like the Alvin Kamara of old to a certain extent. 15 carries, 83 yards. Then with 5 catches, 27 yards. 100 yards, all-purpose yards today. So big game by Alvin Kamara. We finally saw a spark out of Jamal Williams, who was pretty much stagnant last season, if we're being honest. And I know there was some calls from him, some people complaining about him being on this roster this season. But for the most part, man, Dennis Allen, the coaching staff stuck with him. And a lot of people felt as though, they felt as though Jamal Williams, didn't fit this offense, didn't fit this scheme. But lo and behold, he's doing it right now. 38 yards today, not a bad day. Got a touchdown. I think it's gonna our running attack is gonna. I think it's gonna be one of the best in the league, man. No hyperbole. I really do. As for Carolina, my biggest takeaway from Carolina for the Carolina Panthers is that they're more the same. The same old Carolina Panthers. And for me, going into this game, I was paying attention to two things on both for both teams. How the Saints offense was going to look, the new look offense is going to look under Clint Kubiak, the new OC, and how the Carolina Panthers are going to look for the first time with a new head coach, Dave Canales, because Dave Canales is responsible for jump-starting, revitalizing the career of Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith. And I was thinking, I'm expecting, what are we going to see? Are we going to see anything flashy from Bryce Young in this game? But to me, it looked like the same old team, same old bad Carolina Panthers team from last season. And as I previously said, they may need another 2 to 3 good drafts to be back on the level of the New Orleans Saints of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But same old team, bro. Same old team. Bryce Young, you know, it's not a good performance, man. Not a good performance by Bryce Young. Other than that, man, in regards to injuries, we had Marshawn Lattimore left the game with his hamstring injury. But come on, to the interview I listened to today on NOF on New Orleans Now Football, he said he's good, but you got to take that for what it's worth. Foster Moreau had a good game today, but he left unfortunately with a concussion, so he'll be in concussion protocol. And I believe one of the members of the offensive line went down with an injury as well. I didn't think of who it was, but I think Landon Young stepped in to replace him. So other than that, man, good performance by the team, bro. Good performance by the team, um, offense and defense. Uh, I'm glad that I know the injury report got to come out and all that, but I don't see nothing. I don't see no like serious injuries so far. I'm glad we didn't have that just in this game. I was glad to see that Peyton Turner was able to finish out this entire game. because last year he didn't do that. I think it was the first game of the season against the Tennessee Titans, and he was gone for the remainder of the game and gone for the entire season. So I'm glad that he played today. Willie Gay, and also Willie Gay left the game today. So we gotta wait and see how that's all gonna play out. But other than that, man, I kind of feel comfortable where we at, where the Saints at injury wise. But I know that the injury report got to come out, and that's gonna tell us a lot going forward. So what lies ahead for this team next week? Next week, the Saints play the Dallas Cowboys, who look really good today. No, not no lies. The Dallas Cowboys look like a really good football team today. But as I watched the game, I paid attention to it. I realized who they were playing against. They played against the Cleveland Browns, who, in my opinion, did not have their best player, Nick Chubb, on the field. I think Nick Chubb is still on IR after still trying to recover from that injury he suffered last season. So he'll miss at least 4 games of the season before he gets back on the field. But the Browns didn't have their best player out there, and that offense is built off of the running game. That's a team that's built off of the running game. And when you don't have a guy like Nick Chubb back there, that could complicate things. And Deshaun Watson is still not. Deshaun Watson is not returned to his Houston Texans form. So, and that's a good team. And to be honest, in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys took advantage of a really good team. The Browns were a 10-win team last season. The Browns have a really good offensive line, a really good defense. Got Myles Garrett out there. Who I think is the best edge rusher in the game. Good secondary, all that. And the Dallas Cowboys just ran up and down on the field on them. But on that same token, you look at the Cowboys, the running game wasn't up to par today. Um, Outside of CeeDee Lamb, who do they really have that can really that you're really concerned about? Brandon Cooks. I think the Saints can do an efficient job of locking them up, but you still got to key on CeeDee Lamb, the tight end. I think it's Jake Ferguson. He left the game with a lower leg injury, so we got to wait and see how that's going to play out. But the key for the Saints to win that game next week, the injury report. Who's going to be on that injury report on Wednesday? Who's going to continue to be on that throughout the week? Because the key to beating Dallas, man, the key to beating Dallas, to me, is going to be um, keeping Dak Prescott in check, keeping CeeDee Lamb in check, controlling the time of possession. Dallas, and that's one of the things Dallas is really good at when they had a really good running game led by Ezekiel Elliott and the good offensive line. They no longer have that. So the Saints need to take advantage of that by being good at running the football. Don't allow um, Derek Carr to play hero ball. Don't allow what happened to Deshaun Watson happen to Derek Carr, because they got after Deshaun Watson today, man, and force him to turn it over multiple times as well. But that's a winnable game. Not gonna look that far into it. I know I looked at the betting lines today that came out earlier. I think John Hendricks put it out. He said the Cowboys are favored by 6. Cowboys -6, 6.5 points over the Saints. So that's where the bet line's at on it. So that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not a bad spread if you're into sports betting or things like that. But leading up to this game, back to the Carolina game, a lot of people were siding with the Panthers to win this game. A lot of people. A lot of people, including Colin Cowherd, believe that the Carolina Panthers are better than the Saints, are going to be better than the Saints. That may be there's only one game, and that may be the case, but I don't see it right now. I know it's one game, and everybody overacting all that, including myself, but it don't look like it, man. It don't look like it. It don't look like it, man. And historically, divisional games are supposed to be close, or usually close, and that's because divisional opponents knows each other's strengths. But the Carolina Panthers, man, just don't have it right now, man. To me, just don't have it, bro. I don't know how long they're gonna be patient with Bryce Young. They gave up a lot to get him, to get the wrong guy. Imagine if that was CJ Stroud out there. Imagine that'd be a whole entirely different ball game. But it's not. But a lot of people sided with the Carolina Panthers to win that game. I think Mike Detillier of WWL Radio, he thought it was going to be a close game. That game was nowhere near close, and I had Carolina winning that game. I had the Saints winning the game by 2 touchdowns. My score was 38-24 Saints, 2 touchdowns, but Carolina even got on the board, man. So we'll see. This is only one game, man. So I'm not getting my hopes up too much, but I am. I do feel good about what I see. I do feel good. I like the fact that this team is balanced, man. I like the fact that we're not relying on one method or one player to win this game, to win football games. You know what I'm saying? As for the rest of the NFC South, we had the Atlanta Falcons lose today to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think 18-15. Tampa Bay blowed out the Washington Commanders today. Baker Mayfield had 4 touchdown passes. Who else? Yeah, I believe yes, that's it. Atlanta lost today. Atlanta lost, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers won, and the Carolina Panthers lost. So right now is the Carolina, the New Orleans Saints, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers tied for first place. Now, with Atlanta losing this game, it helps out the Saints a lot going forward for the NFC South, because now I know the Saints got a tough slate, but Atlanta has a tough slate as well. They play the Chiefs. They do play the Chiefs. They play Philadelphia. I think they play Philadelphia next. I have to go back and double check. But their slate is just as tough as ours, and they lost their opening game. We won ours. The Saints won theirs. So um, it's not a guarantee. It's now it's looking like a. It's not looking like a guarantee that Atlanta run away with this division, like people thought they were going to do, because after they got Kirk Cousins and Justin Simmons. You know, that's why you play the games, man. That's why the NFL is so unpredictable. You know, Philadelphia looks beatable. It looks beatable in 2 weeks. You know, how good is the Dallas Cowboys after beating the Cleveland Browns? But and to be honest with you, excuse me, to be honest with you, I want when the Saints play the Cleveland Browns down the road this season, I won't be surprised if the Saints are playing against Jameis Winston, that former teammate, when as the opposing starting quarterback, because the way Watson looked, man, they may have to make a change if this continues, man. But then again, the Browns not having Nick Chubb really hurts them. That really hurted them in today's game against the Dallas Cowboys. You know, but good win for the Saints, man. Good win. 1-0 on the season. And a lot of it's not. I don't think I knew it wasn't going to be as bad as people thought it was going to be, but I just kind of lay low, just let people feel how to feel the way they feel. And that's it is what it is. But good win for the Saints. They advanced to 1-0 on the season. Next is the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium, aka Jerry World. I believe is the game of the week for Fox. I think Tom Brady, the number one announcing crew will be there. Tom Brady and the other guy that called the game today for the Cowboys matchup with the Browns. That'll be the number one game next week. So looking forward to it. That's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. How do you feel about today's win between the over the New Orleans Saints? Also, check out sportsview360.com for this content on New Orleans Saints. That's sportsview360.com/Saints. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out. What up, Donna?